I would like to try something this afternoon that I would definitely do if we were all, together in a room in person. It may be a little more difficult and even more time-consuming on Zoom, but it would be to go through this quite. I'm sorry, I just want to get where we're starting. Quite slowly, starting with you murderers on that line. I think it's 104. What shall I stab him as he sleeps? And what I'd like is for the other person in the scene. So this is really involves Daniel and Aubrey. When the other person is speaking, I want you to really be watching her or him. Try and see how much, in an actorly way, we can pick up from what the other person is saying. Mm-hmm. And that's the person who's not speaking. The person who is speaking, I'd like you to do this thing. It's an exercise. It's very arbitrary. It's easier with this particular interchange, but to look down and pick up as much as you can. So on this line, I've just picked up this line. Oh, wait, hang on. Why then, he'll say we stabbed him sleeping, so that you pick up as much of the line as you possibly can and say it straight to the camera. I know that's odd because you're not looking at the other person, but say it straight to the camera so that your counterpart can really watch what you're saying. If you can only remember part of it, it'll be, why then he'll say, we stabbed him sleeping, right? There's no obligation to get the line out quickly. As much as you can hold in your mind, try to take it right to the camera. And the other person, watch until the person who's speaking to you is done. This is sort of acting 101. You will understand when she or he is done, because their energy will give the end of the line to you. Or maybe you know the line, whatever. But I would rather have you wait until you see the other person finish than you go down to the page, pick up as much as you can. The urging of that word judgment hath bred a kind of remorse in me, right? It's very slow, it's a little time consuming, but it's particularly with this medium, it gives us a chance to kind of see what's going on with our face, right? So let's try it, see how far we can get. Anybody have any questions? You understand what I'm going on about?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And
okay,
just kind of, and don't do it at what would be a finished pace. Do it at a...
Absolutely not. The obligation on this is to connect with your partner. Okay. We're not concerned at all about pace. We already know all you guys are good. We know you can do it. You could do this scene right now, and it would be interesting, and probably pretty damn good. So let's just see how much more we can mine by really taking our time with no obligation at pace or performance or anything. Just see what you get from the other person. I'm going to take myself off the video so that, and maybe you could too, Gideon.
I will, yes.
There's more space for you guys. So when you're ready, starting with what shall I stab him as he sleeps?
What? Shall I stab him as he sleeps?
No. He'll say 'twas done cowardly when he wakes.
Why, he'll not wake till the great judgment day.
Why then he'll say we stabbed him sleeping.
The urging of that word judgment hath bred a kind of remorse in me.
What? Art thou afraid?
Not to kill him, having a warrant, but to be damned for killing him, from the which no warrant can defend me.
I thought thou hadst been resolute.
So I am, to let him live.
I'll back to the Duke of Gloucester and tell him so.
Nay, I prithee, stay a little. I hope this passionate humor of mine will change. It was wont to hold me but while one tells 20.
How dost thou feel thyself now? How dost thou feel thyself now?
Faith, some certain dregs of conscience are yet within me.
Remember our reward when the deed is done.
Zoons, he dies. I had forgot the reward.
Where's thy conscience now?
Oh, in the Duke of Gloucester's purse.
When he opens his purse to give us thy reward, thy conscience flies out.
'Tis no matter. Let it go. There's few or none will entertain it.
What if it come to thee again?
I'll not meddle with it. It makes a man a coward. A man cannot steal, but it checks him. A man cannot lie, but a man cannot swear, but it checks him. A man cannot lie with his neighbor's wife, but it detects him.
Good. I'm going to stop you just for a second, Daniel. This is going extremely well. Now, particularly in this kind of speech, Daniel, there's the temptation to go down and read it. So pick up what you can,
Okay.
back to the camera and say it. Don't worry how long it takes. Don't worry about
Okay.
making the flow correct, okay? You guys are doing terrific. It's really terrific. So just start again. I'll not meddle with it.
I'll not meddle with it. It makes a man a coward.
Yeah.
A man cannot steal, but it accuseth him. A man cannot swear, but it checks him. A man cannot lie with his neighbor's wife, but it detects him. It is a blushing, shamefaced spirit that mutinies in a man's bosom. It fills a man full of obstacles. It made me once return a purse of gold that I by chance had found. It beggars any man that keeps it. It is turned out of towns and cities as a dangerous thing. And every man that means to live well endeavors to trust to himself and live without it. Zoons, 'tis even now at my elbow, persuading me to kill the Duke.
Take the devil in thy mind and believe him not. He would insinuate with thee but to make thee sigh.
I am strong-framed. He cannot prevail with me.
Spoke like a tall man that respects his reputation. Come, Shall we fall to work?
Take him on the costard with the hilts of thy sword, and then throw him into the malmsey butt in the next room.
Oh, excellent device. And make a sop of him.
Soft, he wakes.
Strike.
No. We'll reason with him.
Good. I'm gonna stop you. I'm sorry to interrupt, Peter. Just to go over this chunk a little bit, and then we'll just carry it straight on. We're not gonna go over it. That was really good. I hope you guys found something interesting from it, because I certainly did. I'm just gonna mention a couple of things really quickly, which, oh, sorry, paper's over here, which were, Aubrey, on line about 115, not to kill him, oh, I'm sorry, no, this is Daniel. Not to kill him having a warrant, but be damned for killing. Damned is the
same note.
Great. Damned is the operative word there. I don't have a problem with the deed. It's the aftermath, right?
Oh, what? Did you?
Pardon?
My connection is going away again.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can. Yeah.
Okay. The key point is about line 115.
Yeah.
The operative word is damned.
Yeah.
Right. That's. And again, perhaps Gideon can help with this a little later, but this is a time and a place where people did worry about their eternal souls. I mean, people, this is burning at the stake time and battles over between Christians and, between Catholics and Protestants. It was, Elizabeth and James spent most of their reigns hunting down Catholics. I mean, hunting them down. So these are serious, big questions.
Let me just help with that line by saying that it's simply an antithesis. So
yes.
The stress is not to kill him, but to be damned. So not A, but B. Mm-hmm. So those are your two antithetical words, and that's why you want to hit damned, in addition to all the other reasons.
Aubrey, an interesting thing happened. It may have been something you do on purpose. It may have been a function of this very careful going back and forth, which again, I salute you guys for. After he says, want to hold me, but till one counts 20, I think it's really funny if you just count to about, maybe not 20, but 10 maybe, before you say, are you ready? Right?
Yeah.
How you doing now?
You just sit there and wait, like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional or what, but it's bear that in mind. It's like, it's part of the actual comedy of the scene, I think. Yeah. And then Daniel, I just was picking this up, so I think you can run with it a little. This line, faith, some certain dregs of conscience are yet within me, is a sort of, it's like, oh my God, don't be afraid of the humor in that line.
Okay.
It's like, I thought I was good. Oh, fuck, there's still some onward.
Okay.
And I think the key to that is the sense of discovery in it. Like you're sort of checking yourself and you go, oh, it's not all quite off. It's still a speck here. Yeah, something like that.
Can I just add to that? The dregs picks up the idea of the Malmsey butt in the next room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. One other thing I noticed, and this again may have been a function of how well you know the lines, but I think it's a fortuitous little occurrence. In your longish speech there, Daniel, you got to, 'tis a blushing, shamefaced spirit that mutinies in a man's bosom. And at that point, you took a somewhat longer break to go down to, it fills a man full of obstacles, which I think is a break that you can incorporate. It's like, in long speeches in Shakespeare in particular, I find it interesting to find the spots where you could stop, where the speech could stop. It's the end of the speech. And then, you know what else? There's something else there's another problem with it.
Yeah.
Because there was this time, I gave somebody their gold back, right? So give yourself the opportunity to really take that break, find a new energy that carries you on to the rest of the speech, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. I heard that for the first time. Like, I mean, I've heard it, but I haven't heard it before. Like,
Exactly.
you did what? You what? What did you do?
Yeah.
You gave gold back?
That's the benefit of this kind of.
Can I add to that too? The idea, it'll help you to think of mutiny. So whenever Shakespeare gives a list, it's never just a list. There's always a direction to it. There's always either a build or there are distinctions. So mutinies in a man's bosom is happening within, and then it fills you with obstacles for when you want to go towards something external. So it's happening within, and then it's translated into something without. So that can give you a place to pause and recognize that transition from inner to outer, and that might help that.
Absolutely. That's terrific. And then there's one, I know I put it down here somewhere. Daniel, in Elizabethan and current British speaking, the word C-A-N-N-O-T is the emphasis on the first syllable, so it's cannot rather than cannot. And that line is 155 in my script, around in there somewhere. I'm strong framed. He cannot prevail. Yeah, and that's pretty much always the case.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. Can I add on that line too? That I would suggest hitting prevail rather than the pronoun. It's not so much that you're distinguishing yourself from other people. It's that you're saying you're strong, and so he can't prevail.
Right.
I mean, that's just a suggestion.
Okay.
Can I just add one more thing, and then I'll go finish with all my notes?
Okay.
Aubrey, on line 120, just try to say I'll instead of I'll.
Yes.
Give the long I, because in a real audience and also in the video audience, it makes a difference. That's it.
Got it. Thank you.
I have one other small thing. Again, this is Aubrey, and this is a pronoun thing. You kind of partly got it, so I want to encourage you, because take the devil in thy mind and believe him. I think you can give still a little more weight to him, so that we realize you're not talking about the devil, you're talking about
as opposed to the devil.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I
was afraid to.
I partly heard it, but I think that's a pronoun we can lift, as it were.
I agree with that. I also noticed something in that passage, and that is that Shakespeare's having fun with us, because what the murderer means is him conscience, but what is actually he believes to be true is that the devil's the one that's going to be causing trouble. So it's the whole thing is double, and the confusion is slightly intentional. However, Jeffrey, I completely agree with, is right. You have to bring out the difference between the devil on one side and the conscience on the other. Gotcha. Otherwise, the joke doesn't work.
Great.
All right, good guys. Really a noble and useful effort. So let's try to continue it now with Peter. Same deal with you. As we carry on now, I'm going to go off here, but I will stay on here vocally, so that if I noticed that it begins to drift too much going down to the script, I'll stop you again. So let's start it with Clarence is waking up on Where Art Thou, Keeper?
Where art thou, keeper? Give me a cup of wine.
You shall have wine enough, my lord, anon.
In God's name, what art thou?
Daniel, this is you.
I'm sorry, I had a little
Oh, a little thing?
connection. A man as you are,
but not as I am royal.
nor you as we are, loyal.
Thy voice is thunder, but thy looks are humble.
My voice is now the king's. My looks are mine own.
How darkly and how deadly dost thou speak. Your eyes do menace me. Why look you pale? Who sent you hither? Wherefore do you come?
To
To murder me.
Oh, good.
Aye.
I
Aye.
You scarcely have the hearts to tell me so, and therefore cannot have the hearts to do it. Wherein, my friends, have I offended you?
Offended us you have not, but the king.
I shall be reconciled to him again.
never, my lord. Therefore, prepare to die.
Are you drawn forth among the world of men to slay the innocent? What is my offense? Where is the evidence that doth accuse me? What lawful quest have given their verdict up unto the frowning judge? Or who pronounced the bitter sentence of poor Clarence's death before I be convicted by course of law? To threaten me with death is most unlawful. I charge you as you hope to have redemption by Christ's dear blood shed for our grievous sins, that you depart and lay no hands on me. The deed you undertake is damnable.
Good, good. Just one more time. I'm going to have you just do that speech again, Peter, because you're cheating yourself just a little bit, going down to the script. Feel free. If you can only remember one clause, that's fine. I don't mind you going up and down. I really want them to get your eyes the whole time. It's going extremely well, though. So just second murder, give him the line.
Yeah.
Never, my lord, therefore prepare to die.
Are you drawn forth among the world of men to slay the innocent? What is my offense? Where is the evidence that doth accuse me? What lawful quest have given their verdict up upon the frowning judge? Or who pronounced the bitter sentence of poor Clarence's death before I be convicted by course of law? To threaten me with death is most unlawful. I charge you, as you hope to have redemption, by Christ's dear blood shed for our grievous sins, that you depart and lay no hands on me. The deed you undertake is damnable.
What we will do, we do upon command.
And he that hath commanded is our king.
Erroneous vassals, the great king of kings. hath in the table of his law commanded thou shalt do no murder. Will you then spurn his edict and fulfill a man's? Take heed, for he holds vengeance in his hand to hurl upon the heads that break his law.
And that same vengeance doth he hurl on thee for false forswearing and for murder too. Thou didst the sacrament to fight in quarrel of the house of Lancaster.
And, like a traitor to the name of God, didst break that vow, and with thy treacherous blade unripst the bowels of thy sovereign's son,
whom thou wast sworn to cherish and defend.
This is going excellent. One more time, Daniel, do that line. If you don't remember the next word, stop talking and look down for it, okay? This is going extremely well. Aubrey, just give him the whole cue. And like a traitor to the name of God.
Yep.
Okay, it's going very well.
And, like a traitor to the name of God, didst break that vow, and with thy treacherous blade unripst the bowels of thy sovereign's son,
whom thou wast sworn to cherish and defend.
Yeah.
How canst thou urge God's dreadful law to us, when thou hast broke it in such dear degree?
Alas, for whose sake did I that ill deed? For Edward, for my brother, for his sake. He sends you not to murder me for this, for in that sin is he as deep as I. If God will be avenged for this deed, oh, know you yet, he doth it publicly. Take not the quarrel from his powerful arm. He needs no indirect or lawless course to cut off those that have offended him.
Who made thee then a bloody minister, when gallant, springing, brave Plantagenet, that princely novice, was struck dead by thee?
My brother's love, the devil, and my rage.
Thy brother's love, our duty, and thy faults provoke us hither now to slaughter thee.
If you do love my brother, hate not me. I am his brother, and I love him well. If you are hired for meed, go back again, and I will send you to my brother Gloucester, who shall reward you better for my life than Edward will for the tidings of my death.
You are deceived. Your brother Gloucester hates you.
Oh, no. He loves me. He holds me dear. Go you to him from me.
Aye, so we will.
Tell him, when that our princely father York blessed his 3 sons with his victorious arm, he little thought of this divided friendship. Bid Gloucester think of this, and he will weep.
Aye, millstones, as he lessoned us to weep.
Do not slander him, for he is kind.
Right, as snow in harvest. Come, you deceive yourself. 'Tis he that sends us to destroy you here.
It cannot be. For he bewept my fortune and hugged me in his arms and swore with sobs that he would labor my delivery.
Why, so he doth. When he delivers you from this earth's thraldom to the joys of heaven.
Make peace with God, for you must die, my lord.
Have you that holy feeling in your souls to counsel me to make my peace with God? And are you yet to your own souls so blind that you will war with God by murdering me? Oh, sirs, consider, they that set you on to do this deed will hate you for the deed.
What shall we do?
Relent and save your souls.
Relent? No, 'tis cowardly and womanish.
Not to relent is beastly, savage, devilish. Which of you, if you were a prince's son being pent from liberty as I am now, if 2 such murderers as yourselves came to you, would not entreat for life? You would beg, were you in my distress. My friend, I spy some pity in thy looks. Oh, if thine eye be not a flatterer, come thou on my side and entreat for me. A begging prince, what beggar pities not?
Look behind you, my lord.
Take that and that. If all this will not do, I'll drown you in the Malmsey butt within.
A bloody deed and desperately dispatched. How fain, like Pilate, would I wash my hands of this most grievous murder.
How now? What mean'st thou that thou help'st me not? By heaven, the Duke shall know how slack you have been.
I wish he knew that I had saved his brother. Take thou the fee, and tell him what I say. For I repent me that the Duke is slain.
So do not I. Go, coward as thou art. Well, I'll go hide the body in some hole, till that the Duke give order for his burial. And when I have my meed, I will away, for this will out, and then I must not stay.
All right, guys. Really, oh, bloody hell. Sorry. Really terrific, and I hope you found it as useful as I did. It's wonderful, the things that emerge. So, so just in general, great. You know what I want to do before I give you any more notes? I just want to go over this last bit, just the last few exchanges between the murderers, starting with the second murderers, a bloody deed and desperately dispatched.
Okay.
And I think we'll stay on for this, but Daniel, you're doing a terrific job of just giving it right to the camera. But this time, I want to suggest that you do this as internally as you want, right?
Yeah.
I don't even care if I hear it in this particular go through, okay? This is a person having a real crisis of faith or identity or who he is, or, you know, this is a really bad thing that's happened. So just let that work on yourself without any obligation to perform it. We're just going to get to see your face. And then Aubrey, when you come in, again, let's, artificially or not, let's really ramp up how betrayed you feel.
Right.
The fact that you've now put your own soul in jeopardy, you know, whatever that means to you, but you're clearly having some problems with it.
Yeah.
And just see if you can really let him have it. Second, Daniel, on your final speech, take thou the fee and tell him what I say. I think the operative word there is for I repent me, right? So just lift that word. In Dakin Matthews, Dakin's always talking about lifting words rather than hitting them, because it's not always just saying it louder. It's lifting it with an intensity, or it's repentance that you need. You need absolution. You are in desperate states. And again, the first murderer, see how much you can let him have it on I don't give a fuck. Why don't you get out of here, you pussy? And then, which is what you say. And then you also see how, whenever he leaves, which I think is pretty quickly, see how internal this can become for you. All right?
Yep.
So since you guys are doing so well, take this opportunity to pull these things way far apart. Very internal, very, I don't know, pissed off, for lack of the other word.
Yeah, sure, great.
Okay, so let's just do that, but and then we'll go through the whole scene. So
I'll go off my video while you're...
Okay, hang on. My connection's slow. Hang on. You guys are still there.
I can still hear you. There you go.
Yeah, good. I got you.
Yeah.
From a bloody deed, right?
Yes. And give yourself a second to imagine what you've just seen. This 5-minute scene you've been through.
Bloody deed. And desperately dispatched. How fain, like Pilate, would I wash my hands of this most grievous murder.
How now? What meanest thou that thou helpst me not? By heavens, the Duke shall know how slack you have been.
I would he knew that I had saved his brother. Take thou the fee, and tell him what I say. For I repent me that the Duke is slain.
So do not I. Go, coward as thou art. Well, I will go hide the body in some hole till that the Duke give order for his burial. And when I have my mead, I will away.
Okay.
For this will out, and then I must not stay.
Good, you guys, really good. This medium can be deceptive, but it needs that much acting. When there's that much acting, it's fantastic, man. It makes your hair stand on end. It's really, really good. Daniel, really terrific. And we're not going to go through it again, but the next time, if you want to make that first part, the bloody deed, even more internal.
Okay.
Just talk to yourself.
Okay.
Just talk to yourself, really. It's a case of, this is fucked up. What the fuck have I done? I'm a dead man. I I wish I hadn't done that. And she comes in and yells at you. And that's, I mean, it's also a sort of dramatic, theatrically, it's fun if we have somebody who's like, oh, all right, and then somebody comes in, you know, but great. And Aubrey, I love, she's getting this steel in her that's like, it's terrific. And Peter, you still with us, I hope?
Yeah.
So let me go back a little bit. I just really like the way that's going. Clarence, I loved your to murder me. It was almost it was just on the edge of being bemused. It was terrific. And I'm seeing that as this scene goes on. If you did a great job of moving from an almost disbelieving thing and then trying to just literally figure out what's going on to his towards the end of the scene. You were losing that. It was much more serious, but there was an arc there, or a scoop, or however you want to envision it. But I love that beginning. I would suggest that Clarence, on your line, I shall be reconciled to him again, is another one of these. Again, I keep looking for these places where it's almost as if the scene could stop. It's like, what's the problem? What have I done to offend you? You haven't offended us. You've offended the king. Oh, well, we're going to be good. So that's the end of this scene. And again, that allows us to, the next guy, no, you're going to die. This longer speech of yours that you drawn from the world of men, again, was wonderful. The way you're questioning him, I'm not sure it needs to go much faster than that. But I saw another one of these breaks here, again, because of the way we're doing it. But to threaten me with death is most unlawful is the end of your sort of legal argument, right? You haven't done this, you don't have a warrant, you can't be here. And then you did this naturally, but I just want to make sure that you're hearing it. I charge you as you hope to have redemption. That's now moving on. You're now taking an active thing. So here's, I'm royal, you're not. Here's what you're going to do next, right? Again, that helps us get a new energy. They force you to take a whole different tack on erroneous vassals, the King of Kings. Now it's not legal. Now it's a moral argument, exactly. Um, um, oh, first murderer, and that's terrific. If we can find these chunks where it starts with a legal thing, no, we don't care about that. Okay, well then you have a moral obligation. Oh, we're going to take care of that. It's a slightly longer argument. Then, Clarence, when we get to your thing, if you are hired for mead, it seems to me then it really devolves down to just money.
Mm-hmm.
So with each of these things, you have a sort of, I don't know, however you want to work at it. It's like you have a smaller place to stand, you're working in a smaller box, or you could say you're working in a more and more practical worldly thing. You know, you got legal, you've got religion, and then you got, oh, this is about money. Oh, I can get you money. And with each of those, his self-assurance perhaps, or his seriousness goes up, his self-assurance maybe goes down, whatever, right? There are changes in there. Aubrey, first murderer's line, thy brothers love our duty. Can we get duty instead of duty?
Yes.
It's the same U as in Duke, very good. And Duke later was perfect, so I know you can do it.
Gotcha.
And again, for the antithesis, it's thy faults, right? Because he talked about his rage. It's not your rage. You're at fault. You have a moral problem. You weren't just mad. Don't give me that, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Great.
so pick, and it's I'm sure there's a name for the rhetorical structure of that, where we have three things. Well, is there a name for that, Gideon?
Yeah, there are probably 12 or 14 rhetorical things going on here, which I'm not going to name to you. But I will point out that Clarence says, my brothers love the devil, which starts with a D, and my rage. And then you go to thy brother's love, which is exact repetition, our duty, which is starting with the same letter as devil, and then rage versus faults. So
good.
They're separating as the list continues to the third thing, they're separating.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah, so we're turning to money now. Clarence, I think this line is so interesting when the first murderer says, I millstones as he lessened us to weep. However you want to work this, it sounds a bit to me, particularly since you have that O there, which I think you can make a little more use of. I think Clarence is beginning really to worry about his situation. Even, yes, he's in a bad situation anyway. But just look at that line. It's both, you can't say that about him, but I think there's some doubt creeping in or something. And I think the O helps you get to there. So don't shortchange it. Okay? Where I really got that clearly was on your next line, it cannot be for he bewept my fortune. I could feel you trying to work it out. Like, I just saw him a minute ago, and everything was cool. I think, right? So that's terrific. Continue in that vein and explore it even more. This is a small thing, and it's just a small verse thing. Again, Peter, about, I don't know, it's my line 262. The line is that you will war with God by murdering me. Just make sure it's murdering, not murdering. There's an elision there.
Jeffrey, you're more of a stickler than I am. I heard it too, and I thought, no, I'm not going to bother him.
I'm not going to bother with it, but Peter is a master. I wish you could have seen, maybe you did. Did you see his Falstaff?
I saw it.
No, I wish I had.
Oh,
you mean the one we did? Yes.
Yeah.
In Merry Wives, you mean?
No. The one we did At the
Henry
Veterans
Ford.
Center. The
Oh, no, I didn't see him.
Tom Hanks
I
one.
did see him as Don Quixote in San Diego years ago.
Yeah. Well, Peter can take it. So I'm gonna. It's a small thing, but it just kind of leapt out at me. I don't know. So small thing. And the whole point of doing this is to push ourselves harder than we might normally. So
Okay. Can I push you a little?
okay, yeah.
Daniel, at line 174.5,
Yes.
Clarence is saying, how darkly and how deadly dost thou speak. I wanted to make this general point. I make it all the time for everybody. Diana Maddox used to say that the character is created by the words, not only they say, but the words that everybody else says about them. So when Clarence says, how darkly and how deadly dost thou speak, that means your previous line has to be dark and deadly.
Yeah.
So, and the authority of the king, my voice is now the king's, and my looks, and they're bad looks because two things are going on. Number one, you're coming to murder him, and number two, you've got this internal conflict going on. So you do look dark and deadly.
Okay.
And if you can give him that, then his line, he doesn't have to push so hard on his line. Okay, line 187. Peter, when you say a world of men, art thou drawn forth among a world of men? You're sometimes saying the instead of a, and it's a. And why that matters is, are you, of all the people in the world, are you the one picked out to do this horrible thing?
Right.
I think you know that. I think maybe the A will help rather than the. Aubrey 199. Yeah, you hit the will. I would hit or raise up the do, because the antithesis is do and command. So the word do is repeated. What we will do, we do when it's not stressed upon command. The command justifies what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes. I had a question about that line, just because like the scansion is probably like what we will do. And I was just wondering.
No, the scansion is what we will do, we do.
Yes, sorry.
Command.
What
So
we do. Okay.
just follow the scansion.
Okay. Gotcha. I just didn't know, because I was thinking about will, like we are going to do this. Like you're trying to get us not to, but we are going to do this.
I understand, but Shakespeare's telling you,
okay.
As I read it, Shakespeare's telling you that antithesis is more important.
What we will do, we do upon command. Yep. Gotcha.
In other words, you're justifying it. It's not just that you're reinforcing that you're going to do it. You're reinforcing the justification for doing it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, 231. What's that? Again, Aubrey. Well, we talked about that line. I would just say that you said are instead of our. I'm not saying hit the pronoun, but I'm just saying pronounce the pronoun. Our duty.
Our duty.
That's going to take a little practice. Our duty.
Yep. Great.
Peter, line 237. Oh, so just I wanted to point out that the antithesis is life and death,
right?
And both words end the lines. So I would say that you hit the my pronoun too much, so it buried the life, bringing out life versus death. You get what I mean? Yep. And then line 268, my last one here. The word relent is repeated. It's Clarence, relent and save your souls. The first murder, relent. No, that's cowardly and womanish. So now I think, Peter, you need to bring out the not more. It's a trochee. It's not an ion. Yep. Bum is beastly, savage, devilish. You with me?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Oh, no, one more thing to everybody. T-O, if you possibly can remember, should be tu instead of ta. Just reads better for everybody.
Great. Let's do this again, and this time I'm not going to make you go through that exercise again, so that you can feel free to do it with a little more, go through it a little bit easier. But I don't want you to, I hope you will hang on to that sensation, because once again, we have so much time, it's not that difficult a scene. And so let's take the luxury of time to make sure you really know what you're saying. I'm not going to watch your eyes, although you were all extremely good at that. It's a very difficult exercise. The one thing I want to do, when he says, are you going to murder me? And they both say, I. I don't know. It's coming out just, it doesn't sound quite right at the moment. What do we need? Just don't worry about trying to say it at the same time. Just respond to him the way your character would, but get right on it. Don't worry about the other person. I know it's Zoom and it doesn't really work very well, but just each of you say I. Say it twice, okay? Don't worry about the other person. Maybe one is enthusiastically and quick, the other might be hesitatingly, but I still think quick. I think you want to get in there right away on it, Daniel. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's why I came here. Yeah, I know. So let's.
Jeffrey, yeah. I have a thought. It's just a suggestion, but what if the first murderer says I right away strongly, and the second murderer chimes in to reinforce it more worriedly, let's say.
I.
All right, let's try it that way. I'm perfectly willing to. So, Aubrey, come in.
It separates them again.
Yeah, and again, it helps us with the medium. Aubrey, you come in right away. Daniel, be right on it also.
Yeah.
But you each only say it once.
Okay,
Just see how that feels.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Great.
Good. Let's start from the murderer's scene. So, what shall I stab him as he sleeps? Okay. The whole thing through. I'm going to put a watch on us this time, just to give us a reference. So we're not doing pace. We're doing connection still, hearing what the other person, listen and response. I know it's boring stuff to hear, but can't hear it too often. So I will turn my camera off, and Peter, why don't you come in when you wake up, and let's have you guys start us off when you feel like it. Just take a second, I don't know, shake your shoulders out. Walk around yourself.
What, shall I stab him as he sleeps?
No. He'll say 'twas done cowardly when he wakes.
Why, he shall not wake till the great judgment day.
Why, then he'll say we stabbed him sleeping.
The urging of that word judgment hath bred a kind of remorse in me.
What? Art thou afraid?
Not to kill him, having a warrant, but to be damned for killing him, from the which no warrant can defend me.
I thought thou hadst been resolute.
So I am. To let him live.
I'll back to the Duke of Gloucester and tell him so.
Nay, I prithee, stay a little. I hope this passionate humor of mine will change. It was wont to hold me but while one tells 20.
How dost thou feel thyself now?
Some certain dregs of conscience are yet within me.
Remember our reward when the deed is done.
Zoons, he dies. I forgot the reward.
Where's thy conscience now?
Oh, in the Duke of Gloucester's purse.
When he opens his purse to give us our reward, thy conscience flies out.
'Tis no matter, let it go. There's few or none will entertain it.
What if it come to thee again?
I'll not meddle with it. It makes a man a coward. A man cannot steal, but it accuses him. A man cannot swear, but it checks him. A man cannot lie with his neighbor's wife, but it detects him. 'Tis a blushing, shamefaced spirit that mutinies in a man's bosom. It fills a man full of obstacles. It made me once restore a purse of gold that by chance I found. It beggars any man that keeps it. It is turned out of towns and cities for a dangerous thing, and every man that means to live well endeavors to trust to himself and live without it. Zoons, 'tis even now at my elbow, persuading me not to kill the Duke.
Take the devil in thy mind, and believe him not. He would insinuate with thee, but to make thee sigh.
I am strong-framed. He cannot prevail with me.
Spoke like a tall man that respects his reputation. Come, shall we fall to work?
Take him on the costard with the hilts of thy sword, and then throw him into the malmsey butt in the next room.
Oh, excellent device. And make a sop of him.
Soft, he wakes.
Strike!
No, we'll reason with him.
Where art thou, keeper? Give me a cup of wine.
You shall have wine enough, my lord, anon.
In God's name, what art thou?
A man as you are.
But not as I am royal.
Nor you as we are loyal.
Thy voice is thunder, but thy looks are humble.
My voice is now the king's. My looks are mine own.
Darkly and how deadly dost thou speak. Your eyes do menace me. Why look you pale? Who sent you hither? Wherefore do you come?
To
murder me?
Aye. You
scarcely have the heart to tell me so, therefore cannot have the heart to do it. Wherein, my friends, have I offended you?
Offended us you have not, but the king.
I shall be reconciled to him again.
Never, my lord. Therefore prepare to die.
Are you drawn forth among a world of men to slay the innocent? What is my offense? Where is the evidence that doth accuse me? What lawful quest have given their verdict up to the frowning judge? Well, who pronounced the bitter sentence of poor Clarence's death before I be convict by course of law? To threaten me with death is most unlawful. I charge you, as you hope to have redemption by Christ's dear blood shed for our grievous sins, that you depart. Lay no hands upon me. The deed you undertake is damnable.
What we will do, we do upon command.
And he that hath commanded is our king.
Erroneous vassals. The great King of Kings hath in the table of his law commanded thou shalt do no murder. Will you then spurn his edict and fulfill a man's? Take heed, for he holds vengeance in his hand to hurl upon the heads that break his law.
And that same vengeance doth he hurl on thee, for false forswearing and for murder too. Thou didst the sacrament to fight in quarrel of the house of Lancaster.
And, like a traitor to the name of God, didst break that vow, and with thy treacherous blade unripst the bowels of thy sovereign son,
Whom thou was sworn to cherish and defend.
How canst thou urge God's dreadful law to us when thou hast broke it in such dear degree?
Alas, for whose sake did I that ill deed? For Edward, for my brother, for his sake. He sends you not to murder me for this, for in that sin is he as deep as I. If God will be avenged for this deed, oh, know you yet, he doth it publicly. Take not the quarrel from his powerful arm. He needs no indirect or lawless course to cut off those that have offended him.
Who made thee then a bloody minister, when gallant springing, brave Plantagenet, that princely novice, was struck dead by thee?
My brother's love, the devil, and my rage.
Thy brother's love, our duty, and thy faults provoke us hither now to slaughter thee.
You who love my brother, hate not me. I am his brother, and I love him well. If you are hired for mead, go back again. I will send you to my brother Gloucester, who shall reward you better for my life than Edward will for tidings of my death.
You are deceived. Your brother Gloucester hates you.
Oh, no. He loves me. He holds me dear. Go you to him from me.
Aye, so we will.
Tell him that when our princely father York blessed his 3 sons with his victorious arm, little thought of this divided friendship. Bid Gloucester think of this, and he will weep.
Aye, millstones, as he lessoned us to weep.
Oh. Do not slander him, for he is kind.
Right, as snow in harvest. Come, you deceive yourself. 'Tis he that sends us to destroy you here.
Cannot be, for he bewept my fortune, and hugged me in his arms, and swore with sobs that he would labor my delivery.
Why, so he doth, when he delivers you from this earth's thraldom to the joys of heaven.
Make peace with God, for you must die, my lord.
Have you that holy feeling in your souls to counsel me to make my peace with God? And are you yet your own souls, and are you yet to your own souls so blind that you will war with God by murdering me? Sirs, consider, they that set you on to do this deed will hate you for this deed.
What shall we do?
Relent and save your souls.
Relent! No, 'tis cowardly and womanish.
Not to relent is beastly, savage, devilish. Which of you, if you were a prince's son being pent from liberty as I am now, if 2 such murderers as yourselves came to you, would not entreat for life? Ah, you would beg were you in my distress. My friend, I spy some pity in thy looks. If thine eye be not a flatterer, come thou to my side and entreat for me. A begging prince, what beggar pities not?
Look behind you, my lord.
Take that!
Ah!
And that!
Ah!
If all this will not do, I'll drown you in the malmsey butt within.
But indeed and desperately dispatched. How fain, like Pilate, would I wash my hands of this most grievous murder.
How now? What mean'st thou that thou help'st me not? By heavens, the Duke shall know how slack you have been.
I would he knew that I had saved his brother. Tell the fee and tell him what I say, for I repent me that the Duke is slain.
So do not I. Go, coward as thou art. Well, I'll go hide the body in some hole, so that the Duke could give order for his burial. And when I have my mead, I will away. For this will out, and then I must not stay.
Really terrific, guys.
It's so wonderful to work with such good actors. Oh my goodness, that was really good.
Really wonderful. Really, I got a few little things to say, but
that was really good.
Yeah, I want to be sure that you realize that that we're having the luxury of nitpicking, because this is going really well, and you're all being quite bold about being willing to go beyond what's obvious or what you think, or finding these variations. Really, really nice stuff. I'm just going to say something because it's on the last page and I keep forgetting to say it, or last thing. Daniel.
Yeah.
Your line, "For I repent me that the Duke is slain," just erases away in a way the word "me." I repent me. It's almost one word, right? Okay. It's not "I repent me." It's "I repent me."
Okay.
I hate to give you a line reading, but
no, I get what you're saying.
Good. Just smudge that word out.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the last page. Can I ask a quick question, maybe Gideon or you? It's my last line. For this will out, and then I must not stay. I know stay is the couplet, so I'm assuming that's the one I should hit, but should I hit must? I'm a little unsure. I've been kind of playing with both, and I don't know if your ears have a different thought on that.
So let me just suggest some things, and you can do it how you want.
Okay.
Away is the opposite of stay. I'm going to go away, I'm going to stay, or I'm not going to stay. So it's both a parallel. Not stay is the same as away. It's a rhyme, and it reinforces the idea. This will out means it's going to come out. People are going to know about it. It's not just that Gloucester's going to know about it, but everybody's going to know pretty soon.
Yeah.
So suddenly you realize that you're in danger, not the spiritual danger the other guy's worried about, but
literal
material danger. At the same time, on the word mead, you've now got double your salary, right? Because he says take them. So it's more money, but it's accompanied by external danger.
Yeah, great.
I don't want to tell you how to say it, because if you know that, you'll say it fine.
And since you allowed me, I will just say that stay is the important word.
Great. Okay.
And we don't need a lot of words emphasized. So let me put it that way.
Great.
Right.
Thank you.
To my ear, let me just say some things, I guess, and then Gideon, you can jump in.
Okay, I don't have too many. I have about 7.
Okay. I'm not too sure about this, but let me know what everyone thinks. First murder early on, when second guy says Judgment Day, first murder says, well, then he'll say we stabbed him sleeping. So that he mentions Judgment Day. Well, at that point, then I'm sorry. Well, then he'll say we stabbed him sleeping, perhaps.
I see what you're saying. So you're wondering if we emphasize the then?
Yeah.
Like at that point, then he'll say.
Yeah.
I see.
Just perhaps think of it that way. Yeah, they're not going to say it today.
Say,
but on Judgment Day, yeah, they'll say it then. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
When he wakes up at that point, then he'll say this.
Okay. Yeah. Second murder, Daniel, this whole section went extremely well. Not to kill him. So I am to let him live. I wrote very good. Certain dregs of conscience. Really terrific stuff. I really like your thinking in there. Aubrey, I see what you're getting at. For my taste, I think this might be getting a little too light with
the reward
with
stuff.
Her. Just reward in particular.
Yep.
But there's a little bit in there. Just be careful of making it too light.
Sure.
You are here to kill a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's got that wicked irony or whatever it is, sarcastic point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But people who are being sarcastic don't laugh at themselves very much.
Right.
They just think of it that way.
Yep.
And Aubrey, the line, what if it come to thee again, actually could be a problem. I mean, you are bantering here, yes, but it would be a bit of a problem. Like, are we going to be dealing with this all afternoon?
Yeah.
Can I count on you when the moment comes? Right? Just fold that into it. Daniel, that break after "'tis a blushing, shamefaced spirit that mutinies in a man's bosom." Give yourself that break. I liked it better when you.
Yeah, I went on and
it's okay.
I gave it after obstacles, but yeah. It should break there. It should break where you stood.
And it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm expecting you to take a note the first time around, and
right.
I know perfectly well one never does that. So just, yeah, this is one, Aubrey. Oh, excellent device. Make a sop of him. I think maybe you see the humor in it. I'm not sure you want to laugh at it.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's turn him into a sponge. That'd be great.
Yeah, great.
Also, sop has a double meaning. The I thing worked extremely well. Thank you, Gideon. That was the way to do it.
My pleasure.
Peter, this whole section, I shall be reconciled to him again. Terrific. I do have a question.
Peter, you're so good.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. I do have a question here around on my line, like the speech that starts around my line 200, erroneous vassals, the great King of Kings. You have two places where you say his law.
Right.
And I'll give you the it just can't be the same both times. And I'll give you the first pronoun, hath in the table of his law commanded, da, 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 da. But then at the end, hurl upon their heads that break his law. Right?
I agree.
Right. Okay.
So lose the emphasis on his law. It doesn't scan right anyway.
Yep. It's filled with his. He has his 4 times in the speech.
Yeah. You can use them judiciously.
Yeah.
But that last one is really his law.
Pronoun after that, it's not.
Yeah.
While we're on this speech, can I just add one note right there?
Sure.
Peter, can you hit the first king in Great King of Kings? Because second murder said, he that is commanded is our king. Now you're talking about the King of Kings.
Yes.
Oh, good. That's problematic.
By the way, you took all my other notes really well. Peter can do it the first time.
Well, Let's see. I have something circled. I don't know if it was this time or before. And it's another Clarence line. For whose sake did I that ill deed? For Edward, for my brother, for his sake. There may have been a time, I don't know if it was this time before, where you lifted the he, but it's not. He sends you not to murder me for this.
Right.
It's old news. We know who he is. Aubrey, your next line, Gallet springing, brave Plantagenet, all of that sounds terrific. Just this last line, that princely novice was struck dead by thee. I think that's the, you can even stress all three of them, but it's because it's that monosyllabic thing. It's bum, 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 but it's certainly dead by thee.
Right.
I think what you were doing was dropping
Yeah.
off the thee.
Yep.
Whatever it was, we need the whole
Right.
thing.
Dead by thee. Yep.
Yeah. And get that. This is great, Peter. The way he's shifting from a kind of not taking it too seriously to really fighting for his life. That line, "Oh, do not slander him, for he is kind," was just lovely. It was talking about using the "oh" instead of trying to duck it the way so many of us do. Yeah. Second murder, Daniel, on "Make peace with God, for you must die, my lord." You see where I am about line
Yes.
256.
Yeah.
It's a sort of, what does Hamlet say to his mother? If assume a virtue if you have it not.
You guys froze on me again.
Oh, can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
You know, Hamlet
Yeah.
says to his mother, assume a virtue if you have it not. I want you to assume complete authority, complete assurance in what you're doing there. Make yourself say it without any hesitation, okay?
Okay.
At that point.
Okay.
Because Clarence really needs it to fight against.
Okay.
Okay? And Clarence on this, because this is as high as the stakes ever get in the scene. On your speech, Peter, and this is oddly enough for Zoom, this is a physical thing. "Oh, sirs, consider that they that set you on to do this deed will hate you for the deed." You've been kind of physically sitting back after that. But in fact, the murderer's, the next person to speak says, "What should we do?" And I think rather than taking the pressure off, you need to keep it on. So you're doing it vocally. You can do it vocally, but don't ease up in any way on that. So it's like, I'm calling your bet.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And the second murderer blinks. At which point you can go on. Then you can attack him again. What are we going to do? Relent. This is it, right? You can move forward now.
I have the
You've
answer.
found a way in. After this whole scene, you've broken one guy. And this is another scansion thing, Peter. It might be a kind of a fielder's choice on about 277. "If two such murders as yourselves came to you, Oh, it's basically, which of you would not entreat for life? You would beg, were you in my distress." I think that's a pronoun
Okay.
that I'll give you. I think it, because that's what he's saying. If you were me, you'd do this. You'd do the same thing.
Can I just say, don't die away on beg, because beg is an extension of entreat. To entreat is to request passionately, but to beg is even more passionate.
Yeah. And again, these monosyllables are kind of like the three I was talking about with Aubrey earlier.
Yeah.
You know, you can even stress all three of them. That's another Dakin thing. You know, when you get these monosyllables with this degree of intensity in the scene, you can do that. That took 12 minutes and 49 seconds, and could probably go a tiny bit faster, although the work you're doing is compelling enough so that I don't feel a need to whip you through it. Well, I'm sorry, Gideon, was there more you had to?
I have a few things. I'll go very quickly. First Murderer, line 116. I think you want to hit resolute rather than resolute.
Resolute.
I thought that has been resolute. Pow!
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got that one.
Great.
Daniel, at line 145. You hit the pronoun. It made me once restore a purse of gold. It's true that you're going from a man, it does this in a man, and then here's what it does to me. That's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think you want to restore a purse of gold. You know, you build through the line rather than just rest on that pronoun. Daniel, again, line 209.
Yes.
What's the line? Oh, you're leaving out the word receive. Thou didst receive the sacrament to fight.
Oh,
yes.
I must have cut and pasted and dropped it. So
yes.
I don't know if it's in my copy that way.
I figured it was a typo error somewhere, but
it didn't scan right to me. The meaning didn't scan right to me without a verb there.
Correct. So the first time I figured it's just because you're reading and changing your eyes, but the second time I realized there might be a mistake on your paper. Okay, Peter, 221. For in that sin he is as deep as I. You are saying, is he as deep as I? Which is the form of a question, but it's a statement. He is. You're transposing those two little words. Right. 285, Daniel. Is it? Oh, your hands were in front of your face. This is for Jeffrey too. I just felt like a little bit of that is okay, but we want to see we want to see you saying it. So I would say don't hide, but Jeffrey, it's up to you, of course.
It was more about acting and internalizing, and you know,
yeah,
I think I can go that direction without the hands in front of the mouth.
Yeah, I thought so too. Okay,
you can certainly start that way as long as they're gone by the time you start talking.
Yeah,
because it was actually kind of effective.
I just wanted to say, adding on what Jeffrey said before about when you have the pilot line in 284, the repentance coming. In 292, you're actually giving up the money. So the inner repentance becomes an external act. Okay. So I wanted to point out that when you say take thou the fee, you're making a sacrifice in the name of this change of heart that you've had in previous speech. So you can think of yourself as building from a bloody deed through take thou the fee, and I repent me, and then I'm gone. Right? That's the arc goes all the way through to the exit. That make sense?
Yeah, very much so. It's Pilate returning the 30 pieces of silver.
It's Judas, but yes.
Judas. That's what I mean. I'm right. It's Judas returning the silver.
He starts with Pilate, and then he's Judas returning the silver. That's exactly right. Okay, that's it. That's what I got.
Great. Now, I've been talking at length. Do any of you have any particular questions or observations or anything you want to say? You don't have to. Just giving you an opportunity.
It was helpful, that exercise. I struggle on Zoom with wanting where to look at any given point, and it was nice to be able to have the luxury to actually watch someone's face while they're talking instead of try to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. So um,
You nailed it. You nailed
I'm
it.
I'm going to steal that for my acting class. Thank
Yeah, it's something I think I got from an acting, helping with a beginning acting class, and it's laborious. And when you're doing it with students, you have to keep, it's like getting a horse to lift his head or something all the time. But it's very useful.
Yeah, and I think just particularly on Zoom.
But particularly on Zoom, yeah, because otherwise you're just looking at this little light, and it's horrible. I think we've done enough. I'm going to stick with Peter, and so that he's not completely exhausted, and we'll do his dream stuff. But unless you guys have questions or problems or something you want to go over, we'll put this off till next week. And I think you're all just doing super work. And like I say, there's nothing I like better than a bold and generous actor, which everyone here is. So,
Bravo.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks. So we'll see you guys 5 o'clock next week, same time.
All right.
Same Zoom panel. Peter, hang on. So, I'm so glad you wanted to do this.
Absolutely. Me too.
Yeah. Well, I will read the, let's just go through it so you have a chance to say it out loud and do it that way, and then we can talk about it afterwards. So whenever you're ready, I will just stay on with you because I'm the keeper. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why looks your grace so heavily today?
Oh, I have passed a miserable night, so full of fearful dreams, of ugly sights, that as I am a Christian, faithful man, I would not spend another such night, though 'twere to buy a world of happy days. So full of dismal terror was the time.
What was your dream, my lord? I pray you tell me.
Methoughts that I had broken from the tower and was embarked to cross to Burgundy, and in my company my brother Gloucester, who from my cabin tempted me to walk upon the hatches. Thence we looked toward England and sighted up 1,000 heavy times during the wars of York and Lancaster that had befallen us. As we paced along upon the giddy footing of the hatches, methought that Gloucester stumbled, and in falling struck me that thought to stay him overboard into the tumbling billows of the main. O Lord, methought what pain it was to drown, what dreadful noise of waters in my ears, what sights of ugly death within my eyes. Methought I saw 1,000 fearful racks, 1,000 men that fishers gnawed upon, wedges of gold, great anchors, heaps of pearl, inestimable stones, unvalued jewels, all scattered in the bottom of the sea. Some lay in dead men's skulls, and in the holes where eyes did once inhabit, there were crept, as 'twere in scorn of eyes, reflecting gems that wooed the slimy bottom of the deep and mocked the dead bones that lay scattered by.
Had you such leisure in the time of death to gaze upon these secrets of the deep?
Thought I had, and often did I strive to yield the ghost, but still the envious flood stopped in my soul and would not let it forth to find the empty, vast and wandering air, but smothered it within my panting bulk, who almost burst to belch it in the sea.
Awaked you not in this sore agony?
No, no. My dream was lengthened after life. Oh, then began the tempest to my soul. I passed methought the melancholy flood with that sour ferryman which poets write of, unto the kingdom of perpetual night. The first that there did greet my stranger soul was my great father-in-law, renowned Warwick, who spake aloud, "What scourge for perjury can this dark monarchy afford false Clarence?" And so he vanished. Then came wandering by a shadow like an angel with bright hair dabbed in blood. And he shrieked out loud, "Clarence is come, false, fleeting, perjured Clarence that stabbed me in the field by Tewkesbury. Seize on him, Furies, take him unto torment." With that methought a legion of foul fiends environed me and howled in mine ears such hideous cries that with the very noise I trembling waked, and for a season after could not believe that I was, but that I was in hell. Such terrible impression made my dream.
No marvel, Lord, though it affrighted you. I am afraid, methinks, to hear you tell it.
Keeper, I have done these things that now give evidence against my soul for Edward's sake, and see how he requites me. O God, if my deep prayers cannot appease thee, but thou wilt be avenged on my misdeeds, yet execute thy wrath in me alone. Spare my guiltless wife and my poor children. Keeper, I prithee thee, sit by me a while. My soul is heavy, and I fain would sleep.
I will, my Lord. God give your grace good rest. Right. Right.
What a speech.
Wonderful.
This guy shows great promise, this Shakespeare guy.
Yeah, I think
Up and coming
needs to work.
author.
Needs to work on his imagery a little bit, but
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah. It's,
Can I give my 5 notes first, and then if it gets to be 7 o'clock, I'll skip out.
okay, cool.
Is that all right?
Yes, absolutely.
Peter, line 2. Give miserable its 4 syllables. Try giving it its 4 syllables.
Oh, I have passed a miserable night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Line 39. Stopped in. It's a.
Stopped in my soul. Right.
It's a regular I am, because in is the key word. Kept it in.
Right.
It's not that it stopped my soul. It's that it did in. It kept it stuffed in.
Yeah.
Right. Stopped it from moving. Line 47. Ferryman is the M-A-N is not man but man.
Ferryman.
Yeah.
Ferryman, which poet write.
61. Howlet is with the ED pronounced for the scansion.
And howlet in my knees.
And the last one is line 64. I want you to read it to me, scanning it as you read.
Could not believe, but that I was in hell.
Okay, good. I just want you to know that that's there,
Yes.
that it's there like that, and that'll help you with your stress there. That's it. Really good.
Okay. Yeah, it's lovely. So just in general, I mean, I'm not going to really pick out things, I don't think, at the moment. But as with some of these others, I think what'll help you, Peter, is to look for the places where the speech could be over. I mean, this is also where it's helpful to actually have another actor to work with, somebody who's going, and then what happened? You know, even just visually, you know. So you may have to do a little bit more imagining of that.
Okay.
But again, look for the places where even perhaps Clarence would like to stop. He would like to not think about it anymore, but then it comes. The other things that are always helpful and that I began to get a bit of in here are those moments of that you're getting so well in the main scene now of sort of puzzling something out, like, you know, what happens in dreams. Like, I was there, but I wasn't there, and Gloucester was there, but how could he have been there? And then and there are a number of places in there where you trying to work it out rather than simply recount it, right? There we go. My secretary will now answer the phone. In an odd way, I think there are places when you're recounting all these wedges of gold and beautiful stones and pearls and all of this, particularly in that first part, where you can allow yourself to be, in a way, caught up in the beauty of it rather than being terrified. It's like, it's that resignation point in the Kubler-Ross stages of death. It's like, oh, this is lovely, right? And again, just so we can help you find some different colors, and you don't have to be in that place of terror and misery the whole time.
You get lost in those jewels for about 5 lines, and then you come back to the slimy bottom of the deep and the dead bones scattered.
Yeah.
So it's forgetting death and then being reminded of it.
Right.
You forget death in this kind of beautiful jewelry, and then you realize where it is and what it means, and it pulls you
even
back.
sort of textually supported, because the keeper says, dang, you had time to look at that? You had the leisure to look at these beautiful things?
Yeah.
Gaze upon it, you know, not snatching pictures, but you were oh, that sounds kind of nice. So feel free to kind of indulge yourself in that. You don't, these speeches are a fairly long voyage, so you don't have to be in the worst of it all the time.
There's also an irony here, because he's wanting to die in the dream. He's wanting to give up the ghost and die. Right. And
exactly.
The rest of the scene, we're going to see him begging not to give up the ghost, right? Don't kill him. So there's a wonderful contrast between the dream and even though there are parallels with the drowning, there are also contrasts.
Well, yeah, and along those lines, at page 45, where just after he's been talking about how much he was trying to die, again, we don't have to do the exercise of you know, raising your hand every time you actually get a picture of the image you're making, but make sure to really find the difference in the imagery of the lines between the empty, vast, and wandering air and the smothering, panting bulk, which are not as clear as gems and scattered bars of gold, but they're two really different places. And then this next bit, well, didn't you wake up at that point? You're not supposed to die in your dreams. He says, no, after length. And then began the tempest to my soul. Give yourself a break right there, and perhaps gather your thoughts and think, do I want to tell him this next bit? Because this bit was horrible.
Yeah.
You know, the scuba diving part was kind of nice. Then I had this struggle, and then I got to hell. So just decide there at the end of line 45, I think it is, to go on. Okay, I'm sure you would do this as you study yourself, but it's always useful to look for places to find a new energy. It doesn't always mean a higher energy. I think sometimes we can afford to downshift. I think that certainly happens when I think that could happen on execute thy wrath in me alone,
Yeah,
leave my wife and kids.
that's
Can you,
nice.
can I, rather than going to the highest pitch there, maybe that's your most suppliant, right? Look for the different levels of supplication that happen here.
Can I just ask if it's clear about what he means by Warwick, who Warwick is? You know the background. It's going to come up again in the other part of the scene. Warwick is the father of the wives, or at least one of the wives of the Yorks, and he was called the Kingmaker. Yeah, and he was the one. Sorry, Lancaster. He was the one that Clarence swore to support the House of Lancaster. And then he betrayed him when he went to fight with his brother against Henry VI, Lancaster. So later they're going to say, you took the sacrament to be loyal to Lancaster, and then you broke it and you went over back to York, which is your own family. And it's against Warwick that you were rebelling when you did that. So that's the perjury. So it ties the two together.
Okay. These thank you, because these family things can be,
I know, it's very complicated.
freaking difficult to follow.
I'm always having to look up the details.
And scourge for perjury means what punishment for the perjury, right? What punishment in hell
Right.
do you deserve for what you did?
Scourge literally is a whip.
Right.
So yes, what's the punishment for perjury?
Okay. What time is it? It's not even 7 yet. Do you want to have another go at it? Do you want to have a drink of water and have a go at it? Do you want to?
I'll go at it. I'm good.
Okay. And I will try to actually give you the lines this time. All right, here we go. Why looks your grace so heavily today?
Oh, I have passed a miserable night,
Huh?
so full of fearful dreams, of ugly sights, that as I am a Christian faithful man, I would not spend another such night, though 'twere to buy a world of happy days. So full of dismal terror was the time.
What was your dream, my lord? I pray you tell me.
Methought that I had broken from the tower, and was embarked to cross to Burgundy, and in my company my brother Gloucester, who from my cabin tempted me to walk upon the hatches. Thence we looked toward England, and sighted up 1,000 heavy anchors, heaps of pearl, inestimable stones, unvalued jewels, all scattered in the bottom of the sea. Some lay in dead men's skulls, and in the holes where eyes did once inhabit, there were crept as 'twere in scorn of eyes, reflecting gems, and wooed the slimy bottom of the deep, and mocked the dead bones that lay scattered by.
Had you such leisure in the time of death to gaze upon these secrets of the deep?
Methought I had. And often did I strive to yield the ghost. But still the envious flood stopped in my soul, and would not let it forth to find the empty, vast, and wandering air, but smothered it within my panting bulk, who almost burst to belch it in the sea.
Awaked you not in this sore agony?
No. No, my dream was lengthened afterlife. Well, then began the tempest to my soul. I passed, methought, the melancholy flood, with that sour ferryman which poets write of, unto the kingdom of perpetual night. The first that there did greet my stranger soul was my great father-in-law, renowned Warwick, who spake aloud, "What scourge for perjury can this dark monarchy afford false Clarence?" And so he vanished. Then came wandering by a shadow like an angel with bright hair, dabbled in blood, and he shrieked out loud, "Clarence is come! False, fleeting, perjured Clarence that stabbed me in the field by Tewkesbury. Seize on him, Furies, take him unto torment." With that methought, a legion of foul fiends environed me and howled in mine ears such hideous cries, that with the very noise I trembling waked, and for a season afterward could not believe but that I was in hell. Such terrible impression made my dream.
No marvel, Lord, though it affrighted you. I'm afraid, methinks, to hear you tell it.
Ah, keeper, I have done these things that now give evidence against my soul, for Edward's sake, and see how he requites me. Oh God, if my deep prayers cannot appease thee, but thou wilt be avenged on my misdeeds, yet execute thy wrath in me alone. Oh, spare my guiltless wife and my poor children. Keeper, I prithee, sit by me a while. My soul is heavy, and I fain would sleep.
I will, my Lord. God give your grace good rest. Well, that was a master class right there.
Dynamite, dynamite. I have two things to say only. Number one, stepped in. You still did stepped in instead of stepped in. And number two,
Stopped in.
Stopped in, right.
Stopped in, sorry. Theologically, your last speech here is a very good argument why he's not going to be damned, in fact. He's doing a very Christian thing, which is, if not praying for himself, praying for someone else.
Right.
And that suggests the possibility of that this dream is given him to scare him into repentance rather than to predict what will actually happen. We don't know, and Shakespeare doesn't tell us. We can't know those things, but it disposes us to hope for the best for Clarence because of this gesture. So and you got it. I'm not saying you should do anything differently from what you did.
That's good.
I'm just helping you see that the theological implication is a good news at the end of this.
And I will say that this is something I'd thought about and hadn't mentioned, but you did automatically, which is in that speech, the part, "Oh God, if my deep prayers cannot appease thee through my poor children," is literally a prayer. I mean, it's like you speak to the keeper and then you actually pray.
Yes.
And then you speak to the keeper again.
Right. Right.
Which was something I heard and encourage you to absolutely do. It was terrific.
Yeah, and it's Christ-like because Jesus says to his disciples, "Sit with me a while in the Garden of Gethsemane. Stay awake and be with me."
Oh, that's right.
And they can't, of course, but it's a Christ-like request.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are these overtones.
Just terrific, Peter. The variations in tone and technically the variations, but the accolade choices are just terrific. And I would say no A, don't do any less than that, and B, don't feel a need to go any quicker than that.
Yeah.
Because when, I mean, as you know all this, but when we're watching someone think or watching someone go through it, it seems to fill the time. It can take more seconds, but it seems.
It's when you don't take the time, actually, that it becomes hard to follow.
Exactly. And then it just becomes a list of pretty things that you've seen. But I was that time through, I was seeing you see them. So
yes, I agree with that too. I just would add, go through, Peter, and pick the places where you want to pause and where you don't want to pause.
Yeah.
Within lines or within sentences.
Right.
So that you're not tempted because of these emotions to pause where it does break the thought.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying don't take plenty of time on getting through the thought.
Having said that, I'm going to tell you two that worked, or maybe it was two that worked extremely. I actually wrote them down. Where Gloucester stumbled, falling struck me, that thought to stay him overboard into the tumbling billows of the main. At that point, you took a lovely break, a lot going on. Keep that. I wrote a big yes there. Yes. And the other one was where we had spoken earlier on line 45, well, then began the tempest to my soul. And it was like you were ginning yourself up to it, or whatever the word is. Those were the only two I wrote down. Just a couple of things, just Peter, compliment period. But that the difference between the empty, vast, wandering air and the smothered within, terrific. It's a completely different quality of the air. And I wish I could make my students hear you say, a legion of foul fiends environ me, howling. Man, we're using those vowels. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. And it's rare to get somebody who sounds contemporary, but still is willing to do all that. It's a little past 7 now, so if you'd like, we can stop unless you have a real
I need to stop, and if you want to go on, that's fine, but I gotta go.
Okay.
I'm good. I'd love
Thank
to
you. Pardon?
I'm good. I have plenty to work on.
You mean good to stop now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you, Gideon, and thank you,
My
Peter.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Peter, so great to work with you. Oh my goodness.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Super.
So next week.
Next week we will, I think, perhaps
whole thing.
Start with this, and then go through the whole thing, leaving out the little. Maybe I'll write an email about how we'll skip over Brackenbury.
I think when we do the whole thing, we're going to see how much the second half of the scene echoes.
Oh, it'll be.
First half.
Oh, yeah, it'll be wonderfully useful for Peter. But just terrific. I'm having a blast doing this, and I'm honored to be working with you, Peter, and not covering you.
Bravo, Jeffrey. You're so good.
Thank you. Great.
So helpful.
Good.
Okay.
Well, I'll see you all on Tuesday, and if something comes up, send us a message or something.
Super.
Have a lovely evening. Thanks, guys.
You guys take care.
Bye.